Give me a good, clean fight. Shake hands. Good luck.
First defenses of their crown. And De La Hoya comes out with a strong right to start things off. Left hook by Campanella sends De La Hoya down. And a hard knockdown. A stunning beginning to this fight. A clean left hook by Campanella. De La Hoya taking a mandatory 8 count from Joe Cortez. What a left hook. We could be in on one of the real upsets of recent years if Campanella can continue this. De La Hoya is a 15-1 favorite, and he's down again. The referee, Joe Cortez, says no knockdown. Remember, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Campanella straightforward, trying to apply the pressure. In the fight against Narcisco Valenzuela, De La Hoya was down in the first round, and he came back to knock out Valenzuela in that same first round. Keep that in mind as this evolves. But Campanella all over De La Hoya here in the early going. That was a solid knock before the fight, but that smile has been wiped off his face here early. Campanella moving in, trying to apply the pressure. De La Hoya trying to get that jab working. Now De La Hoya trying to... There comes De La Hoya. Now Campanella answers out. And that was no flag. De La Hoya finding out that he can connect with jabs on Campanella. He appears quite confident, although he's beginning to eat that jab of De La Hoya quite a bit. Campanella moving forward, now sliding his head away to try to avoid the... Just missing with the left hook is Campanella. De La Hoya wild with his punches, trying to stage a rally. Fans roared, but those punches were not effective. There's a right hand by De La Hoya, and that stops Campanella in his tracks. Now Campanella. All right, we'll take a look at what happened now. Campanella slides to his left and then explodes the left hook on the face of De La Hoya, and down he goes. Solid punch, perfectly placed. Look at how far those legs are spread by Campanella. There's the left hook, and down goes De La Hoya for the second time in his professional career. No one seemed to trust that 20-0 record, but it was pretty impressive there. De La Hoya might be well served to keep snapping out to keep the shorter Campanella at bay if he can. There's a good combination by De La Hoya. Campanella looks at him, hot dogs a little. Campanella looks like a rough, tough kid. Took a little bit low by successfully keeping Campanella at the end of his punches now, keeping him away. There's that jab, the stick. That would seem to be the proper strategy to use. Again, there's the jab. And he just stops Campanella in his track. De La Hoya really getting that jab to work. Campanella must learn to deal with that and figure out a strategy of how to get away from that. Right now, he's beginning to taste the leather of Oscar from De La Hoya, who will no doubt, even if he wins this fight, hear some criticism after he did after his title-winning effort against Jimmy Grado. Expectations are so high for De La Hoya that unless he wins every fight extremely convincingly, he hears from the critics. Now he's backed up by Campanella. Combination from De La Hoya. And as Campanella tries to counter those, he's falling short with his punches because of the disparity in the reach. Now De La Hoya's accuracy beginning to pick up, and then Campanella in trouble, goes down. He also hit Campanella as Campanella was on his way to the canvas. Campanella beats the count, but his legs are wobbling. Fighter can be saved by the bell only in the last round. Remember that if Campanella should go down here in the late going. He's in trouble now as De La Hoya puts it on the right hand by De La Hoya. Campanella down again. Now he must get up. Here come his handlers into the ring. Then Campanella does beat the count, and he's carried back to his corner. The cornermen of Giorgio Campanella arguing vehemently with referee Joe Cortez about of all, they felt that real trouble in that second round. And there he's being hit. As you can see, he's down. Campanella would seem to have a beef about that one. Getting hit on top of the head actually put him down, but you could see him starting to get a bit jaded before that. Now as we go to the end of the round, there's the right hand by De La Hoya that put him in trouble, a big flurry, and down he went. It is a 10-8 round by Campanella in round one, immediately 10-8 the other way for De La Hoya in round two. De La Hoya starting fast, Campanella already in trouble, and ready to go again as he sags into the ropes, and he's down for the third time. 4, 5, 6, 7. Campanella 8. He's been down 3 times, and De La Hoya now in total control after a scary first minute in the fight. Campanella's legs appear to be gone. He's down again. Towel comes in. Fight is over. Oscar De La Hoya survives a rocky opening.